Okay, so I already said what I had to say about sharing the news about my brother's passing. Um, so I wanted to just do a reading that kind of brings hope, gives us something to look forward to after being, after sadness, after grief, after disappointment, after um tower moments, difficult moments that we have to navigate through. Um, so I brought out my sort of light oracle deck. And as I took the cards out, at the bottom of the deck, it says, "For be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you." And it's interesting that I mentioned how difficult it is for me to share certain things that I would typically keep to myself because I really don't like the attention that certain things brings. Like telling somebody I lost somebody and then, all the attention and sadness. No, I'm so sorry for your loss, all that. That's like sometimes it's a little bit too much that I don't even want to deal with it. But I'm at this point where I've met and know people who actually care and want to show support. And I want to give them the opportunity to do that for me after denying them that for so long. So for be a light to others, I feel like sometimes some of us can do that, but it it helps to share certain things with other people and allow them to be a light to us so that during their plight, whatever anything negative that they're going through, we can be a light to them. So you have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. And then at the bottom of the fortune oracle deck was angel, which is I was like, I just took these cards out of the deck and they were in the bottom. And I'm like, no, this is like, so I have to share this message. It says, your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey, you know? So I want to see what comes out. I'm like, I'm grieving. I grieve in my own way. Right now, I accept that my brother's gone. And right now it's just like, okay, now we have to start planning for services and stuff. But he was such a beautiful person inside and out. Got the card. This is a blessing in the skies. Be patient and have faith that your angels will have this situation under control. What will come? What will come is far better than you dare to dream. So there, you may be going through a difficult situation that right now you can't see what it's worth, but eventually you're going to see that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes it's because of us. We are the reason why things happen, but sometimes we may want things to be a certain way, but it doesn't work out the way we want it to. It's going to work out in a different way, a way that's better for us. And whatever you may be going through, you know, you're being guided, you're being supported, you're being protected. Anything else? All right. You're ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make changes you have been contemplating. So some of you may be considering making changes within your career path. Maybe you're outgrowing a certain situation, certain position, and you're wanting more for yourself. And there may be changes that you need to make. It could be leaving a job. It could be having a promotion or asking for a promotion, asking for a raise, asking for more responsibilities, plus a raise, because we don't want more responsibilities without more money. I know we're supposed to be giving and generous, but not to that point. So it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, there could be something happening within your job that's, may not be working out, but then something better is going to come along and it's going to align with what your purpose is, align with your passion, align with your goals, and your vibration is rising. This is a time of spiritual growth for you. You are evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. So through whatever challenges you may be facing, you may be seeing some things improving or increasing within you. Like you may be going through challenges and stuff, but you're able to balance out or navigate through those challenges without getting knocked over or knocked down. The numbers we have: number 33, 40 and 43. I feel like some of you may be looking at yourself and seeing all the changes that you have made throughout your lifespan, and you're proud of yourself. You're proud of the changes you're making. You're proud of the person you're becoming, the person you are, and the person you're becoming. Because if you look at the 43, your vibration is rising. She's looking at herself and she's smiling at herself. You know, of course, we could think of narcissists, but I don't think it's that. I think it's more like you've faced a lot of challenges and stuff, and you're seeing how you're navigating, and you're impressed by yourself in some way, but not in a narcissistic, egotistical way. I think some of you are seeing your growth, and you're embracing all the changes that you're experiencing, because you see how she's embracing that flower. I think that has to do with you embracing all the ways that you've evolved, how you've grown, how you've overcome whatever adversity you faced. And you're embracing who you authentically are. Maybe you're facing a situation that's showing you who you are, and you're proud of it. You love what you see. We have 27 for proposal with the Fortune Oracle, and romantic or business opportunity is indicated. So, you know, maybe some of you I don't really get relationship vibes here, but it could be that, but it just could be an opportunity. I can't talk. An opportunity that's aligning with you, that's aligning with your career goals or what you see for yourself moving forward. It could be also your commitment to something, because when you think of proposals, that's a commitment. It's a big commitment, and it can do with a job or a romantic. I don't like saying romantic opportunity, but you know, it could be an opportunity for romance for you. Let's see what else comes out. Mountain. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. I think whenever you're going through any types of mountains or obstacles, you have to be careful, because with one wrong turn, one wrong step, you can fall, you can slip, you know. I feel like this is saying that to be careful as you're moving forward. Be aware of your surroundings. Know that you are being protected, because we do have our angels surrounding us, protecting us. But you still have to remain cautious, be aware. Be cognizant of any risks that you may come across, because though your vibration may be rising and you're ready for more, it doesn't call for you to be engaging in any risky behaviors that may put you at risk. You know, don't get cocky. That's what I want to say. Snake, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but just be careful. We're getting this. So whatever you're moving towards, you have to be careful. You know, I like that this card touches on healing when it comes to the snake. So some of you may be going through a healing process right now, removing any toxicity, detoxifying yourself at this time. But if there's anything that you need to look out for, you know, any red flags, anything that doesn't sit with you, that doesn't align with you, that just brings up a cause for concern, just be cognizant of that. And Dragonfly, have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So I know, like with the passing of my brother, yesterday was very difficult because there's something else going on that kind of added to the stress. But then it's like, you know what? There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can say. I did the best I could. I said what I had to say, and that's all I can do right now. But when it comes to the passing of my brother, it's like I accepted that he's gone, you know, and still it hurts because he was so young, you know. But it's a reminder, because the last live I did, I was talking about, and not the one I did on the day before I found out he died, but the one I did on Friday. I was talking about energy doesn't lie. I would never have thought that he would be gone, you know. I would have never thought that, you know. I would have never dreamed it, but it happened. So it's like, whatever you have going on in your life, the hard stuff, the good stuff, just be present, be aware, move away from anything that doesn't align with you, move towards what does. Allow your vibration to rise. Don't allow anything to kind of pull you down, make you stagnant, make you feel like you're stuck. Know that you deserve more, you're ready for more. And sometimes those challenges or obstacles that we face, they're blessings in disguise because they're meant to redirect us towards what is meant for us, you know. And it's all also about having faith, during the most challenging times that you may experience. Have faith that things can get better. And that's one of the things that I was telling myself yesterday. Like, I know I'm sad about this, and I know I'm sad about that, but I know I'm going to move through it. Things are going to get better. I have faith that it does and that it will. That's what I have to tell myself. I believe that. I really do. And I like that the dragonfly card came out. Dragonfly. Okay. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Whoever's watching, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Let's see. I had to take the day off. Like, I've been on the phone with my mother and my sister and, just making plans for my brother's services. I'm going at her pace. I can't rush mommy. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. So this is about someone who is, with the Three of Cups. That card just flipped right out. Queen of Pentacles and Three of Cups. It's about coming together. For some reason, I think of the power of three, like from Charm, the power of three. So Queen of Pentacles is someone who is grounded and abundant, who is standing proud in what she's created for herself, grounded, and knows she has the world at her fingertips. That there's freedom and abundance in where she is. And that may be where you are wanting to go, or that may be where you are right now. You may resonate with that right now. And with the Three of Cups, it's about celebration, happiness, friendship, coming together, right? But it could be coming together for a share of emotions, just being together, being in each other's company. Then we have the Seven of Wands, which has to do with keeping up your defenses. I'm using the Crow Tarot. I felt compelled to use this deck. And I'm just adding this in there because I'm someone who believes in signs and synchronicities. And for me, when my mother called me, but I didn't have the ringer on. And when I woke up in the morning, she called me early in the morning and my ringer was off for some reason. And then I checked my phone in the morning when I got up, and it was I got up because of the freaking crows. There were crows like but doing their call, and that's what made me look at my phone and see the message. So I've been eyeing this deck, and I was like, I rarely use this on camera. I probably used it once, but I love this deck for that reason. So the Queen of Pentacles with the Three of Cups with the Seven of Wands. It's about, protecting what you love, protecting what you care about, protecting your friends and family, protecting your happiness, because the Three of Cups has to do with, coming together, celebration, happiness. It's a joyous card. But it's also coming with union with like if you think about the three, the Holy Trinity, the mind, body, and spirit. You can even think of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit too, if you're religious. I want to know, because I want 6 about finding balance. 7, deception. Well, it's about moving away from what doesn't serve you. 3, because that's the Three of Swords. It's like moving away from, learning from the pain, taking the lessons from heartache, and being ready to move past healing, because the way the cards are is like finding balance, right? The 6 of Pentacles has to do with balance, justice in a way, with the scales, right? But with the Pentacles, that's about generosity and giving. It's about sharing. So maybe this is like, maybe it's for like me to shut the fuck up and not share too much, but 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 it's about moving away from deception, because the the crow is flying away with the three swords, and the three swords we know is about heartache, pain, heartbreak, and then the four swords that are down there, it's like moving past the healing and taking the lessons, what you've learned from any heartbreak or sadness, grief that you're experiencing, and maintaining some level of balance within yourself, maintaining a equilibrium, because we do have the scales showing up there with the six. This is about being in harmony, and not letting yourself fall into um, any traps. And it could be traps within your own mind, traps within your own thought process. Anything else? But the seven, it could be about putting it on your guard too. Anything else? I'm trying to think of what other cards I could use. Two at the same time. Anything else? The Fool, having a brand new beginning. Yeah, because sometimes when we go through heartbreak and sadness and we move past the healing, we take the lessons from the heartbreak, the things we've learned, wisdom we've gained from any deception that we've experienced or maybe facing, and it could be within ourselves or from external forces or external factors. Then going towards the Fool is like having a brand new chapter start, but you're moving towards something more balanced, but knowing when to keep up your defenses, protect what you love, protect what you care about, and manifest. You want to manifest from a healthy mindset. You want to, and it's funny because the Magician is the card that's after the Fool. It's the first card, because the Fool in the major arcana is 0, and then it moves to the Magician 1. So it's like moving towards what you want to create, what you want to build for yourself, this new beginning. And it could be a new beginning with emotional expression, how you express your emotions, your actions, how you share love, how you show love, and how you. With the King of Pentacles, that has to be with groundedness and wealth and abundance. So it's like being grounded with your emotions, but also continuing to be the generous, sharing, loving person you are, It's like you're going to be more grounded than you are emotional, because the Knight of Cups it's beneath the King of Pentacles, if you think about it. Like if you think about like hierarchy of the kingdoms or whatever, the king is always higher than a knight, So I feel like this is about maintaining mental, emotional equilibrium and being grounded, standing firm in where you are, what you've built for yourself, but also extending some light-hearted emotional expression, still expressing emotion, but not to the point where it's a detriment to you, because you have to maintain some sort of equilibrium, especially when you're trying to manifest something good for yourself. You don't want to be manifesting from a place of heartbreak, a place of sadness, a place of grief. So whatever you want to bring towards you, that is going to help you with your level up, that's going to help you embrace who you are. And as you move past something that has been challenging, that has been troublesome for you, you're going to have to maintain, you're going to have to be grounded. You have to be, but also keep in touch with your feelings, but not so much where your feelings are making the decisions for you. You want to be making grounded decisions not based off pain or sadness, but based off reality. Because the King of Pentacles, he's based off reality. He's based on the 3D world, the material world, not fantasy with the ideas, and not allowing his or her emotions to be the dictator of their actions. But it's funny, we have the King and Queen of Pentacles showing up. So it's about having some sort of harmony within yourself too, maintaining that feminine and masculine energy and showing them, like expressing yourself in that balanced way where appropriate. It's so funny that I was talking about the Three of Swords and it was there. That's very interesting. I want to see what else I could get. I don't know. I'm looking at these. I want to be positive. I want to give good news. I want to give good messages and stuff. But let's see what other cards I can use. What other cards can I use? Whoever's watching, hi, I hope you're doing well. Let me see what other cards I can use. I don't feel called to use that one. Well, we're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. So we can go into the Angel Answers card to see what advice they have for us. The Angel Angel Answers? I do have that. Okay, I said Angel Answers. But I'm pulling out the Moonology card and I was talking about the new moon. Okay. Let me see. I have my Angel Answers cards. Oh, let's see. Angel Answers. Move this card out the way. That's interesting. Angel Answers came out. Angel Answers. Angel Answers. What Angel Answers cards? What messages does the collective need to know at this time? So if you have a question or questions, let's see what cards come out for you. Okay, that came out. I think that's, wow, 3 cards came out. Okay. I typically don't do that. Okay, the first one, if there's a decision you have to make, there's something you may need to reconsider. I think it's about you taking stock of both sides, weighing the pros and cons, and seeing what best suits you, what best aligns with you. If you're facing some sort of difficult situation, the situation will improve. Just have patience with yourself, patience with whatever's going on, and be patient with someone else. And if you had a yes or no question, the answer is no. It's a no. It's a negative. Okay. I see a lot of blue and purple. So that has to do with, and the blue is a deep blue. So this has to do with the third eye and I think, no. Purple is third eye. I think the crown chakra or crown chakra. So that has to do with the head. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So it could be about communication. It could be about you gaining some sort of insight through dreams, signs, and synchronicities, or even downloads. If you're someone who has dreams, prophetic dreams, you may be getting you may be channeling information, and that may be Moonology. That was a bad shuffle. Let's just collect the needs to know for their highest and greatest good. I hope the audio is working. Let me see. My mic is green. The receiver is receiving. Well, that's just the collective need to know at this time. A message. A message. A message is the collective need to know at this time. Wow, the cards don't want to talk. Okay, I'm going to pull off the top then. First card we have is the end of a tough cycle approaches. That's a full moon in Capricorn. The full moon in Capricorn, I believe it's going to be in December. I'm not entirely sure when that is. So that may be something you're facing right now. And you just we had those situation will improve at the end of a tough cycle. So it's just a matter of being patient. I do want to read from the book, if you don't mind. Then we have this card falling out too, and it fell on the no card, which is interesting. It's a new romantic cycle begins. That's new moon in Libra that happened. That already passed. The new moon in Libra was in October. We actually had 2 new moons in Libra, but the last one we had was on The end of October, it was during Scorpio season, actually, or the day of Scorpio season, or the day before Scorpio season. Because if it wasn't Scorpio season, then it would have been a new moon in Scorpio. It was very close to Scorpio season. So say no, a new romantic cycle begins. You take that as it resonates. So either you're gonna have a new romantic cycle or no. No, you can't. That's weird. No, so maybe some of you were asking if something is over, and that is like, no, it's not over. A new romantic cycle begins. So you may be having a do-over with somebody. You may be having a do-over with somebody. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else, Spirit? It's not over. I don't know that song from Chris Deltry. It's not over. That may be significant to you. It's not over. That may be significant. You might like Chris Deltry. You like that song. That just popped up in my mind. Okay, and you and your loved ones are safe with the new moon in Cancer. The new moon in Cancer is going to take place in June. It's interesting because my brother was a Cancer. A Cancerian. I don't like saying my brother was a Cancer. You know, that sounds so negative. That's why I'm like, why did they give crabs, the Cancerians, the Cancer name, you know? Because, you know, but a Cancerian. He was a Cancerian. And it's funny, and not a haha way. It's more like, wow, it's interesting. It's coincidental. It's ironic. But when I was doing a reading, the live, I saw the chariot card, and then I was saying someone has to be careful with driving drunk. And look at the sirens. Sirens, welcome to New York. If you've never been to New York, this is what I hear every day. Every damn day. But you know what? I can't complain. So I'm alive. I'm alive. My brother was a Cancerian. So the chariot card kept popping up. So yeah, so you and your loved ones are safe. So I want to read the cards. I want to see also what's at the bottom of the deck too, just to see. A win-win outcome is forecast. So we have full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra will take place during Aries season. So that will be in March 2026. So full moon in Capricorn is going to be in December. New moon in Cancer is going to be in June. New moon in Libra is going to be in October, September, or it could have been something that happened in October, September. So that it could have happened already or something. So if you started something around that time, and there may be some kind of kinks in the situation that you may be dealing with, that there's going to be a new cycle for you and this person, and only take it as it resonates. Or and then a win-win outcome is forecast. So the full moon in Libra will be in March. So those months may be significant: December, June, October, and March. Okay. So full moon in Capricorn. I hope you don't mind me reading this. I like reading out loud. You might get a message from this. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you are wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever the situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. It's interesting that it mentions that about professional dreams come true. We did have blessing in disguise come out, and it says, be patient, have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dare to dream, and then you're ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. So some of you are maybe being called to, I guess, pull out all the stops, show everything that you're made of, like hit me with your best shot type of thing, or, consider moving away from a situation. I feel like if you're going to move away from a situation, make sure that you have a backup plan so that you don't end up in any financial strain, just to protect yourself that way. Because if you're in a situation that is already stressful, you don't want to add the added stress of finances in there. So, just to protect yourself, make sure you have another job lined up if that's something you're considering. And it says release control and trust the universe. So if some of you are like holding on to that damn wheel of fortune, you're gonna have to let it go because you may be slowing it down, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is about it's taskmaster planet. It's the one that really challenges you, pushes you past your comfort zone, and even helps you along with any karmic cycles that you may be dealing with, And what else? Yeah, so it's interesting that the career came up in this card. And Capricorn is about career. So is Saturn. Saturn is about career. All right. You and your loved ones are safe with the new moon in Cancer. There is a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forwards with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect to them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring your heart's desire. It's interesting because I had a disagreement with somebody on Friday, and it was my insecurity that got the best of me. I'm putting out there, so some of you may, like, I'm sharing because you may have experienced that yourself, like an insecurity, maybe interfering with you. You may not be connecting with your family the way you're supposed to. So this is a time to kind of like have a reset and reconnect with them, find ways to connect with them, move past any disagreements. We do have the situation will improve, but, it's a matter of having patience with each other, having compassion and grace for each other, And it says, let someone get a bit closer to you. A new cycle is starting for your child or children, for your child or children. It's time to review your goals. Have they changed? Meditation will also help banish insecurities, and spend time near water will bring you peace and answers. So you may be called to be near water. And we have the mountain card. So I would say if it's not water, be around nature. Find a way to ground yourself. I mean, depending on where you are, like in New York, it's getting colder. I think today's weather, the temperatures are in the 40s. So depending on where you are, if you can be near water, then try doing that. I find it very soothing, comforting. And it's funny that if you look at the situation will improve, look at that. That's water. There are fish there. I love that landed there. I love those synchronicities. See, that's synchronicities right there. You see, we have the flower, we have the crab, we have the water scene, and then we have mountains. It's about grounding yourself, reconnecting with what matters, what you value most. Okay, now a new romantic cycle begins. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be well called for. Why did I add that? Well called for. Okay. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you and for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning. And if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection with the scales, And anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is the sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish, Tanya. It won't get you anywhere at this time. And it says reach out to someone and let them know you care. And the additional meanings is feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is in the cards. We did have the proposal card showing up. A legal matter will go your way, and pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances, And then on the bottom of the deck, we had full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecasted. So I'll read that as well. It's funny. That's so interesting. Libra and Aries, they're the opposite sign of each other. And underneath this card was the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. Okay, it makes me think about that song from Black Eyed Peas. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Something that starts off like that. I think that's how it goes. Oh my God, I think it was in their last album. where the what song was in that album? That song with Daddy Yankee, Con Calma. I think they did Con Calma with Daddy Yankee, or am I wrong? Or no, it's some other song. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's like the album where it was like a lot of Latin influence. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I love music. That's why I can make these references. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. And we did see a new romantic cycle begins, you know. So that, and they came out, this was at the bottom. After I just read New Moon in Libra. All right. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Let go of with that which is falling. So there may be some things that are ending that you may have to release, and you have to come to peace, come to be at peace with it, you know? And it says additional meanings for this card is see the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision. Time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. And now is a great time for a makeover. I want to read the It's Time to Take Action card because I feel like this is very interesting that, you know, when you know about astrology and opposite signs, like the opposite sign of Scorpio is Taurus, opposite sign for Libra is Aries. So to see full moon in Libra and a new moon in Aries, these moons happen in March. So March may be a significant month for you. It could be your birth month. It could also be something that happened or something that may be happening. And I think March is in it's like in less than 4 months, around 4 months from now, right? If I'm calculating correctly. So it's a time to take action with new moon in Aries. Okay. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons, and you're right on track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign. If there is something you want to happen in your life, take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for. But the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast. And don't forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. Don't even think about giving up, is the way you can attune to the moon. And it says, do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash right now. You need a 12-month plan, and a new male is coming into your life. So if you're a feminine energy, there may be a masculine energy that may be entering into your life right now. Unless, also if you're someone who goes to, you know, it could be you could be a male, and a male could be coming into your life too, you know, so take it as it resonates, you know. There was something here that the caution, don't go too fast, and don't forget your manners. We had two of these fortune cards that said something about being careful, be cautious, know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. So, and the fact that this card is asking for you to remain cautious, some of you may be in Aries. You may have an Aries placement. You can have Sun, Moon, Rising. It could even be your Mars sign too. The Mars is the action planet, and Mars rules over Aries. But your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. So there may be something that you need to be cautious of. Just be aware of any red flags, anything that doesn't align with you, doesn't sit well with you, something that just causes you to get that sense that you have to take care of yourself, prevent anything. Okay, so I think that's it for today's reading. I hope it was helpful to anyone in any way possible. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan, and I'm your reader, and I'm wishing you a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon ahead. Take care. Bye.